Alrighty, in this exercise we're going to be taking equations in standard form and rewriting them in slope-intercept form. Why, do you ask, are we doing that? Well, ultimately, we need to find the distance from a point to a line. The distance from this point, for example, to this line right here. How far away is this point from this line? One of the first steps is to take this line here that's written in standard form, meaning that the x and the y are both on the same side, and all of our coefficients are whole numbers, and turn it into slope-intercept form, where it looks like y equals mx plus b. So our first task, then, is to do that. Let's do it. All right. Well, first of all, I'm going to go ahead and circle my terms. That's one of my favorite things to do when I start up something like this. I want the y ultimately all by itself. So first thing I need to do is get the y term all by itself, which means I need to get rid of this 13x over here. Bad dog Bart, huh? Did he bury a treasure?
He's a bad dog.
He is a bad dog. Okay. So first thing we're going to have to do is take away 13x from both sides. Now over here, take away the 13x, and we're left with 4y equals, and notice we're not taking the 13x away from the 24.
The water.
Oh, you need some water, bud? Okay, just a second. All right, so we're not taking the 13 away from the 24 because they're not like terms, can't mix them up. So we just end up with 24 minus 13x. Now, to get the y all by itself, to isolate the y, we're going to have to divide by 4. We do the same on both sides, so we divide everything over here by 4. So that leaves us with y equals, and 24 divided by 4, well, that's 6 minus, and we're just going to leave 13/4 as a fraction. And if we wanted to, we could rearrange this a little bit to make it negative 13/4 x plus 6. That would be fine. But you don't have to do that necessarily. And there's your end answer. Let's do one more. So over here, after I circle my terms, I want to get the y by itself ultimately. So I want to get the term that has the y by itself first, which means I need to get rid of this x. So we're going to take x away from both sides. Oops, that's minus x. So that leaves us with a negative 3y. Notice that that's a negative 3. The negative sign stays with the 3. Our negative 7, still by itself, and minus x, because we can't mix the negative 7 and the negative x. Not like terms. Next, we're going to divide by a negative 3 all the way across. And that leaves us with y equals, and a negative 7 divided by negative 3, we're just going to leave that as a fraction, but the two negatives cancel each other out, so that's going to be 7/3. And here we've got negative x and negative 3, and that's going to become a positive as well. And we're just going to write it as 1/3 x. And there is our end answer right there. So notice this is like 1x over 3, so we can bring the x out and just leave the 1 up there, 1/3 x. All right. You got a few more to try on your own. Make sure you check your answers before you turn it in. Good luck.